Red Ray Gun Limited presents
The Benji and Nick Show. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good day.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good to be here.
Good night.
Good... Oh, damn. I was going to say good night. Goodness.
Yeah, Loch Ness.
Damn.
Surprise victory there. Snatched from the jaws of defeat. That was the Loch Ness game. It's not a game, and it's not about Loch Ness.
Certainly isn't, but this is the Benji and Nick Show, your number one show for cult television, well, vintage television, TV from the past. TV you might remember, TV you might forget. There's a lot of TV. We riff, we jam, we talk about it, we decide whether we like it, whether we don't, and that's how it sort of plays out, really.
I'm not Benji.
And I'm not Nick. What are we doing today?
We're continuing our Doctor Who Inferno commentary.
Inferno.
As we proceed... Inferno. As we proceed to episode 3. Inferno stars John Pertwee as the Doctor. Hey.
Ron Putrid, as he was known. Ran Putrid, or John Putrid, or Mr. Bert Wee, or there's a great list of all the different names.
Yes,
in which
he used
was
to come
called.
out with, yes.
I think my favourite is Mr. Bert Wee. Love it to bits.
Caroline John, the late great Carrie John as Dr. Elizabeth Shaw. Sorry, what I was drinking there is not alcoholic, all right?
Coleslaw.
And Nicholas Courtney, the fantastic Nicholas Courtney, also late lamented, very much missed, as the Brigadier. With great saluting from John Levine, the Sergeant Benton. He does some fantastic saluting.
He's a good
Inferno.
saluter.
Yes, he's still with us, John Levine. He's not here in the room, because if he were, you won't be hearing me. It was first aired in 1970 on BBC One, and I saw it at the time and was terrified by it. Yeah.
It is a scary and incredibly
really
bleak story as well, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I was, I don't know, 7, 8 or 9, something like that. I can't remember my exact age then. So there you go. Our special guest reviewer, Shelley Dean, will be joining us direct from the US of A to be utterly bamboozled by this.
Always good fun to see her reaction to all the mad telly things that we present in front of her. We won't be hearing from Jamie Anderson today, as it's a Sunday. We're recording this on a Sunday, and so Jamie...
We just can't be bothered.
Well, every Sunday he normally goes skiing, doesn't he?
Yes, that's right.
So just imagine him doing this, but doing the skiing motion, but with a really bad sort of projected green screen behind it. Like in Doctor No, the car background, Doctor No.
Yes.
Exactly like that.
Yeah, it's like I do on Zoom. I've got a snow background on Zoom that I put on. I put a pair of dark glasses on and do a skiing motion and kind of keep looking behind me at the skiers behind me. I've done that on BBC meetings. They go, Anyway, first, let's just mention Patreon, which we mentioned last week.
Or Patreon, depending on how it's pronounced.
Patreon. I think it's Patreon, actually.
Patreon, isn't it? Yeah. Let's just mention Patrick.
Let's mention Mr. Bert Wee.
Mr. Bert Wee.
Yeah, Patreon plans are proceeding at pace to create extra and essential content for anyone who can support us on Patreon. Also, you might like to have a look at nicholasbriggs.com. When we do Patreon, there'll be various things at nicholasbriggs.com on the store there that you'll be able to potentially get a discount on. So worth going and familiarising yourself with that site now. None of the special merchandise has arrived yet, but you might want to just go there and smooth it with your hand.
There's lots of goodies in there, lots of little nooks and crannies to go
and
down.
I will sign
DVDs,
stuff,
books, CDs, all sorts of things, artwork, scripts, you name it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Shall I read this first email sent to podcast@nicholasbriggs.com?
Certainly, please do. Remember to send them in as well. We'll try and read them out as best we can.
We can't read them out very well.
Can't. That's what I was going to say. It's not a matter of we can't read them. We physically can't read them very well. I
just want to read all the words in reverse order. I could give that a go if you like.
Light was show this wad of taste. You give will that since episodes 2 first, the watch first, the do you if. Works
That was
perfectly.
beautifully done, yeah. I feel like I should have understood it. This is from Aniron Hunt, by the way. It was sent on the 18th of October in the year 2020. How about that? It says...
There we go.
He
We
must have
finally-
deliberately sent this at 20 past.
We've arrived.
8.
We have arrived. We've done it. We've done it.
Oh, I feel like we've achieved so much. We should just stop now before Patreon and everything. I'll contact Shelley and tell her to stand down. The podcast, the Benji and Nick show is over.
It's time to relax. We have achieved enlightenment.
Things feeling shorter than as a kid. Nick and Benji, he says. Good start. I rewatched Madigan's Quest a few months ago. We don't know what this is, do we?
I don't know, but it sounds... Anything with quest in is normally going to be good, isn't it?
The Quest is the Quest. What Doctor Who story is that from?
Oh, God. No, don't say that, because I can't remember, but I know...
They spent a whole episode saying it all the time. The Quest is the Quest.
Go on, remind me. Go on, remind me. It's going to bug me, but go on.
Okay. Underworld.
Oh, no wonder I didn't
Episode 1 of Underworld is really quite good before the CSO gets... So there's some incredible model shots of a model spaceship going into goo and stuff.
I used to have it on VHS, of all things. Can you believe that? Actually took the time to own it. Madigan's Quest looks quite good, actually. It looks very much up my sort of Strasser.
Tell me more about it. When was it done?
I want to find out. Hold on, let me find out what it's about.
What's it all about?
It's New Zealand fantasy-based television series set in a post-apocalyptic future.
Oh, yeah.
Early 22nd century, the world underwent a vast and rapid change. The tectonic plates of Earth began to shift and rapidly change the face of the planet. Since then, the events of this time have grown to be known as the time of the Great Shift, or the Great Chaos. The Great Chaos!
Sci-fi loves a bit of that. It's like the new Star Trek Discovery season out. There's the burn up or something they talk about, or the burn or something.
It was a big mass event, isn't it?
Yeah. It's in Nebulous, that series I did with Radio 4 with Mark Gatiss and co. It was The Withering. Ever since The Withering.
Well, it's like the Time War. That's another one. See?
It's cracker, isn't it? It's what you do.
That's what you
A
do.
big mythical event, yes.
Oh, this sounds interesting. Carry on with the email, Nick. Carry on.
Sorry.
Carry on.
You sure? I don't know. Yeah. The main thing I found that was different rewatching it was it felt like there was so much less of it. There's so much less with Madigan's Quest. The episodes felt so much shorter than when I first watched it on DVD. It felt like it took ages to get to where I started watching on TV, watching it for the first time. But this time, that amount of episodes felt like much, much less. I'm getting the picture now, Aniron. The episodes felt like they had so much more in them, especially at the end. They felt almost half length. Have you ever had a similar experience? Other than it was pretty much as I remembered it. You should watch it for the podcast, but it is from 2006, so that might be a little new.
Pushing it.
What is the cut-off? Wow, what? I don't know. If you do the first watch, the first 2 episodes. If you do the first watch, the first 2 episodes. I can't quite understand what.
That'll give you a taste of what it's about.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what it's like. I think it made more sense when you read that one backwards.
Yeah, well, like was show this what of. No, that sounds interesting. Have I ever had anything like that? A lot of the time, things seem a lot longer than I remember they were. I suppose, what did I watched? I'll tell you what I did watch a couple of days ago, which I always imagined it being longer in my head, was The Munsters. I forgot. I just decided to watch an episode of The Munsters. I was really in the mood for something like that. And I just, it's very quick, quick and simple. But no, that's something completely different. No, but I can't think off the top of my head. But definitely there are things, aren't they? You often remember things being better than they are.
Well, I remember things. I've never experienced that. I think I remember them being bigger in a physical sense, like when I go back to see the house that I was brought up in, up until the age of 9 or something. Well, up until Curse of Peladon episode 1, actually. That's how long I lived in this place, in 59 Barnesfield Crescent, Totton. It just looks minute to me now. And I remember, but of course, I remember it from a time when I was a lot shorter, so it appeared bigger to me. So it always looked small. But I've never experienced that in terms of television programs.
I don't know. It's a funny old thing, isn't it? Really.
I mean, I think that. I mean, when I was a kid, I remember when I watched Doctor Who. My great terror, apart from being terrified by it, was that it would be over. And I'd have to wait a whole week.
Oh.
And so I would constantly look at the clock. I think, oh God, there's another 20 minutes. And oh God, oh no, there's only 5 more minutes. And it used to really distress me that Doctor Who was nearly over. You know,
had to wait.
I used to feel that very much. So
I used to look at the clock sometimes and think, how are they going to wrap all this up? This is more the new series rather than the older, but I'd often look and think, how are they going to wrap this plot up in this amount of time that we've got left?
Yeah,
and then you find that it does get. But I like
someone presses a button.
Somebody, the sonic screwdriver opens a door. But I often thought that I'd look and think, they've got to really pull a rabbit out of the hat to get out of this one, but they do.
Well, I must have told you, but it was probably over a year ago, so neither of us will remember when we originally watched Dr. Foster.
Oh yes, with what's her name from it? Saran Jones, isn't it?
No, de Bergerac. I can't remember how many episodes it was, but it was probably like an 8-part series or something. But anyway, my wife said, "Let's watch this. It's only 4 parts or 5 parts." She said. I said, "Is it?" She said, "Yeah, it's quite short. We'll watch it." So she found it quite frustrating, as did I. As a piece of drama. It was massively popular and I think won awards, but it's not one for me. I was sick and tired of huge close-ups of Saran Jones's eyelids. I remember seeing just her eyelids all the time. Anyway, when it got to the end of the episode, that when we were watching the episode that Steph thought was the last episode, I kept saying, it's not, they can't, there's too many questions here. She said, no, it was only... And we got to the end of the episode and it wasn't the end. She said, I'm out.
Really?
She didn't watch any more of it. She even was in the same room as me when I carried on watching it.
Didn't...
No. She said she was only going to do 5 episodes and that was it. And frankly, that's all it was worth. I mean, I
had that with the Salisbury poisoning. I got really close. I think it's 3 episodes. I did 2 episodes of that, and I just thought this is rubbish. No matter what, yeah. I just thought it was terrible. It was just really wasn't very well done, and I just gave up. I thought, I know how it ends. I know what happens.
That's if you're going to write about something that everyone, like the Titanic or something like that, everyone knows that the Titanic sunk and 1,200 people died. You've got to write a damn good script to make that interesting.
Absolutely,
because it can't be about how does it end. It has to be about the process of the story. And really, that's how, that's what I compare Dr. Foster to, the Titanic sinking. Unfortunately, it didn't sink without trace because they made a second series.
It did very well, didn't it? I can't look at Saran Jones without thinking of her as Karen from Coronation Street. I can't remember who. I think she might have been Steve McDonald's partner or something. But I just can't.
Well, that's where she was made famous, wasn't it?
It was. I just can't see her as anything else.
And then she played the TARDIS in Doctor Who, didn't she?
Oh yeah, and that crazy episode, that wacky episode. I've got another one here. An email suggestions for the BNN show. This is from Gareth Suds. Sent on the 16th of the 10th 2020 in the year 1411, so right in the past. The Machine Gunners, it's a
this is just a list he sent in.
Just says the Machine Gunners, Red Dwarf episode 1 and 2. Oh, it means we'd have to watch that dreadful. Well, I'd say it's dreadful. I just don't like the first series of Red Dwarf. I find that really boring, and then by series 2 it finds its feet and just is fantastic. I've never really gelled with that first series for some reason.
No, I know what you mean. It's a different beast, isn't it?
It's a very different beast. I absolutely love that episode, the backwards episode. That for me was I watched that, I was like, I'm in all the way now. I love this. I
think it really got in its stride by about season 3, didn't it?
I think so. I think season 2 was similar to season 1, but had a bit more, I don't know, they'd ironed out a few creases, and then by 3
and then the special effects content got up to bit by the time we got to the third series. I mean, I may be talking absolute rubbish, but I do remember, because I worked for a magazine, and Peter Tyler, an effects cameraman, contacted us and said, I've got lots of 16mm shots of the special effects, and we can use them in an article. So we did like a 3-part article all about the Red Dwarf effects. Yeah.
They're
anyway,
great,
what
though.
else? Yeah, they were.
One of
Excellent.
our dinosaurs is missing. Never seen that.
It's a Disney movie, isn't it? With Jodie Foster as a 14-year-old in it or something.
Ice Cold in Alex. That's a classic, isn't it? Yeah, that's a real classic.
Now, what's The Machine Gunners? I have a vague impression that it had Leonard Rossiter in it.
You see, I've never seen it, but I've heard it's good, and I think Network distribute it. I recognise the title, if that makes sense. Like I can see it in my head.
I remember it being on, but I think it was far too old for me at the time. Look it up, see what it's.
It is Network. Yeah, there we go. It's on that. Leonard Rossiter.
Leonard Rossiter.
Said that. Oh, I always get it wrong. Rossiter.
Leonard Rossiter.
He stars as Cyril Duggate, a Bristol-based machine gunner, West Country slang for debt collector, an amateur detective who finds himself enmeshed in a dangerous web of corruption in this dark yet humorous HTV thriller. There we go. It's HTV.
I'd love to see that. I seem to remember it had very good incidental music. I remember, I think as a when was it released? When was it broadcast?
1976.
Yeah.
It's got Kate O'Mara in it, actually, as well.
I think I recorded some of the soundtrack because I saw a trailer for it, and it seemed to have rather Doctor Who-esque incidental music.
Should we find out who did the music?
Yeah. It wasn't a Doctor Who composer, I'm pretty certain of that.
Oh, it was Mr. Burt Wee himself. No, it's.
I think there was a lot of woodwind and saxophone-y stuff in it.
Eric Weatherall, the famous Weathers original. Let's see what he's done on his IMDb. Oh, he composed for Sky, as in the program Sky, not Sky, the channel. Yeah. He didn't do a lot. I did Sky.
Sky was brilliant. The music for Sky was brilliant.
Sky
he was an
good.
HTV man, wasn't he? You see, it's an HTV production.
Absolutely.
Harlech television.
Thick as Thieves, which looks like a TV movie. Corporate planning in British Railways. That sounds like my cup of tea. Yeah. And The Pain Train. The Pain Train.
Ouch.
A series of minor mistakes and poor decisions by multiple British rail employees leads a train to become increasingly late. What a thrill ride. All you need to do is just go to the station down here in the south of England, and that will happen. You'll be able to live that experience. It's true.
I haven't been on a train since the pandemic started.
I've been on a train a couple of times, actually. It's far more pleasant, actually. Less people, more space. Nobody sits next to you, and everybody wears a mask. It's lovely.
My mate Rob Shearman said that every time he goes on public transport, that inevitably there is always one person who gets on and who doesn't.
Oh, there's loads of people that don't bother putting masks on. Like, they tend to be young kids. They tend to be the young ones that just don't care. But I mean, they go to school. They don't wear masks at school a lot of the time. Not in the playground. Certainly not. So why are they going to care on a train when school's over?
We're doomed.
We're doomed. Shall I read the next one out as well?
I'll do it if you like.
Okay, you do it. Yeah, go for it.
I mean, it's my go.
It's true.
You just got an easy ride this week. The subject is The Brilliant Diana Rigg and Getting Smart. This was sent on the 17th of October in the year 0307. What was going on then?
The year 307.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
It's from Adam Graham, anyway. He says, Dear Nick and Benji, I was saddened to learn about Diana Rigg's death right before watching the last 2 episodes of her run as Mrs. Peel. Rigg was so talented, able to play silly, serious and action stories all quite well. My favourite episode had to be The House That Jack Built. Oh yeah, that's really... She goes in this weird place that keeps moving. All the rooms keep moving around and she never knows where she is. More than 70% of the episode is her walking through a house that's been set up as a death threat. She says little, but her performance is so believable, helped by some amazing camera work. Yeah, she really could hold the attention of the camera and the viewer. On to another topic, inspired by your thoughts on how you thought having Shelley would impact on the podcast. I think you should consider doing more American programs, and I have a couple of suggestions that would be right up you and Benji's alley. Hogan's Heroes. You like World War II programs?
Classic,
and I think Hogan's Heroes may be the best vintage American TV series to cover the war. I remember loving it as a kid. It was on prime time when I was a kid, Hogan's Heroes. It's set in a prisoner of war camp in the Second World War. Subject of great laughs.
Well, quite.
There was... was it based on a movie, Hogan's Heroes? I don't know.
I mean, it's very much The Great Escape, this television comedy, isn't it, really?
Yes. Yeah. Interesting. By the way, did you find out what happened in the year 307?
Yes, I did, yeah. Emperor Severus II was murdered, actually.
Oh.
How bad is that? Yeah.
Do you just hate it when that happens?
It does, you know. Not a lot really happened that year.
No,
I have to be honest. Yeah, you know, a couple of people died, a couple of people were born. That was about it, really. You know.
Well, I imagine quite a few people died and were born, but not of any note, according to posterity.
Well, there's only 2 deaths on here. One is of Severus II, and the other was Jin Huidi, Chinese emperor of the Jin dynasty.
I thought you sounded Scottish. Imagine if there was a year where only 2 people died. There's a science fiction story right there.
That's Torchwood, the one where nobody dies. You know, that great one when everybody keeps living.
Well, what's that called then?
It was the Miracle Day, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right. I didn't really watch it. It's controversially a comedy set in a POW camp, continues Adam. Sorry, Adam. As you say, but it's culturally iconic and well worth a watch. I'd recommend any episode but the first one, since it's in black and white and the rest of the series isn't. Oh, I see. You'd recommend everyone except the first one. Get Smart. Again, I'm sort of vaguely familiar with this one. Maxwell Smart was the most popular spy in America. You find that hard to believe? Would you believe the second most popular spy in America? You still don't think so? Well, would you believe that Get Smart is at least going to be better than Secret Service? Right, okay.
That's a bold claim.
Well, Secret Service is absolute pants, isn't it?
It's quite fun, though, in a sort of pants way.
Produced by Mel Brooks and featuring such preposterous ideas as the Cone of Silence.
Cone of Silence. There's a shoe phone in that one, isn't there?
Oh, yes, because that's how Adam ends his email. This is a classic spy send-up. I personally recommend checking out Season 2, Episode 3, A Spy for a Spy, which introduces Get Smart's best ongoing villain, Siegfried, played by the brilliant Bernie Koppel. Or Koppel. I don't know which. The Vice President of Public Relations and Terror for the nefarious organisation Chaos, spelled K-A-O-S. Brilliant. So much fun, so many gadgets, and so smartly written. I can't recommend Get Smart enough. Best regards, Adam Graham, sent from my shoe phone. Hold on,
there we go. It's there. There.
Mine's just ringing. Hello? That was actually a slipper phone. A variation on this.
A slipper phone. My slipper phone. Fetch my slipper phone. Fetch the comfy chair.
I better inform Shelley that we're ready for her to do Inferno episode 3. Just trying to talk into the microphone as well.
Oh, yeah, you know, but this bit of that, do you know what I'm saying? You know
that thing what I've done.
It's that thing what I've done, you know what I mean? I do, sort of thing, you know.
Oh, wait.
Look
we
at
said
that.
Halloween costumes.
Oh, we completely forgot.
Oh no!
Oh.
So I've come as a snake charmer. Watch this.
I bet. That's amazing. Of course, in America, you at Halloween you just dress up as anything, don't you?
Yeah.
In this country, we dress up. We try to dress up in something scary, although what is it?
It's a
It's a
giraffe.
giraffe. It's superb. Look at that.
It's a whole onesie. It's a whole thing. It is the most comfortable thing I've ever worn in my entire life.
I was going to say, regardless of what, you know, the fact that we forgot, you're going to be far more comfortable than we are for this entire viewing
Can I just
experience.
ask, and I dread the answer, you didn't buy that specially, did you?
No.
Oh, thank goodness.
We're not that
feeling
special,
so bad. I'm feeling so bad.
No, I have
I'm just seeing
a
if there's
box.
anything I can grab.
I have a box of costumes and stuff that I've collected over the years.
I could become a monk in about 5 seconds. I only have to walk into the other room to get my monk outfit.
So this will just
Go on, get the monk out.
Shall I get the monk out?
This will be very confusing. So otherwise, I can't believe neither one of you.
Listen, I almost completely forgot the entire podcast. It's ridiculous. It's difficult. I could do my thing of being the mummy. That
would be funny.
I can't even think of a quick fix costume I could go and grab from Ben's room or something.
It was either this or a banana, and I decided on this because the banana you need like the full.
Yeah, you'd just be knocking things over the whole time.
Like a weird thing. So, and I put this on and I went, oh yeah, this is soft, it's cozy.
Nice.
And it's cute as friggin' hell. I think we got it so Kat could wear it and be the dancing giraffe. You know, Matt Smith's doctor? He does the dancing giraffe.
Yeah.
That's his dance. So I think that's why we got this.
Makes sense now. Here comes the monk. Superb.
I need to know why you have a monk costume.
Well, I used to be a member of the Cloth back in the day.
Ah.
Yeah.
Is that a band you were in? The Cloth.
The Cloth, yeah.
Yeah.
No, this was for last year's Halloween. I went on a night out dressed as a monk. I thought it'd be quite fun.
Oh, so it's not scary costumes.
Well, it was because I was a dead monk.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
you fool.
I tell you, my favourite Halloween costume I ever had was when me and my friend agreed to go out, and we didn't have any outfits. So what we did is we put on our dressing gowns and pajamas. Mm-hmm. Actually, I think it was actually the pajama bottoms I'm wearing right now because it is a Sunday. I'm living the life. And yeah, so all we did was just added some white makeup and some dark eyes, went out on a night out, which was lovely because we were in our dressing gowns. And if anybody asked what we were, we'd just say, oh yes, we died in our sleep. It was the perfect thing, you see, pyjamas, perfect. The coziest night out I've ever had.
Oh, marvellous.
Is that your costume?
That's, this is the grass I'm obsessed with.
Explain.
Well, because I planted some grass between I put some paving stones in the garden, you see, there. And so, there's a video of Steph knocking the shed down.
That's the best in the entire world. I love that.
But yeah, and very late in the year, planted grass between the paving stones, and it's actually started to grow in October.
Aww.
And I find it strangely fascinating. I waste quite a few minutes of my day just standing at the window, just looking at the grass.
Watching the grass grow.
So yeah, exactly. So anyone watching this as a video, I want you all to enjoy it now.
Yes, enjoy.
Well, it hasn't grown since the last time I saw it.
That's because
I don't think it's a live feed, Benj. I think it's an actual.
Oh, is it? Oh, Nick lied to me.
There's the live feed. So, yeah, we're going to watch Inferno.
And we're doing 3, right? That's what.
Episode 3.
Yeah, that's what I queued up. So hold on, let me get my
episode
Uno headphone.
Yes,
I would do it.
All right, I am queued.
Me up against the gods, amongst the gods.
Doctor Who, Season 7, Episode 21,
gods.
Inferno, Part 3. What are you muttering?
I was just quoting Davros.
Speech. Yes, from Davros.
Said that amount of power would set me up amongst the gods, and then I said
above the gods it is.
Above. Well, never mind. I'm too tired.
Above, below, sideways.
Among the gods.
Oh, his mouth. Oh, look. Hello. Hello.
For those of you not seeing this on video, the giraffe was starting to talk.
Shelley is dressed as a giraffe.
Are we all queued up? And I'll say 3, 2, 1, and on 1 we'll hit play on Inferno, Episode 3. Okay.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Dum, da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum. Working?
Yep.
Oh, I love that change of colour there.
Mine started off where I clicked the pause button, so I just clicked the play. I just paused it really briefly, and I think we're back on. There's a Doctor Who logo appearing for you. Yeah, it's fine.
Yes.
Perfect.
And now it's clear, and it's faded.
Yeah. So it says...
Delta and the Bannermen, episode 1, right.
Oh, wow.
That's
I forgot about the stock footage.
Yeah. It always bugs me how that's slightly off-centre.
Oh, the Mr. Font. Yeah. What font is that, by the way?
Futura book. Futura book.
Oh, I have a major font addiction.
I think it's Futura
It will take
bold.
me hours to pick a font when I'm making something.
Episode 3. Oh, good CSO. Cut to film.
And he's gone.
For the dissolve effect. I love the fact that it takes Bessie with him as well.
I always think that
Well, is it connected to Bessie? Is the TARDIS console connected to the engine? No. So how does Bessie go?
Well, that was my question.
Oh.
Well, it's like all these things, though, isn't it? It's like when people teleport, how come their clothes come with them? It's true.
And why aren't the clothes embedded on them in their skin?
Star Trek would be very embarrassing and revealing, wouldn't it?
That's the type of snag, isn't it? That will actually, humanity will invent teleports that only work that way, and it will just be really like everything that exists in it. That's becomes real. It's slightly impractical, like his moustache.
And beard. I think the beard's not real either.
No, it's not
I love
real
the way
at
that
all.
last time I said, is that genuine? You said, well, hold on. In the other universe, he doesn't have it, so he couldn't keep growing it and shaving it off.
Some classy
nice,
glasses there.
Long lens stuff here with the background out of focus. That's quite revolutionary for TV of that time.
Well, this is Doctor Who, the ITV series, this particular season.
Does that have a bearing on focusing on the background?
I don't know. I think everything looks a little bit more gritty and fun in ITV Vision than it does necessarily on BBC Vision. Feels a little bit more. What's the word I'll use? Legitimate. Oh, look at Nick Courtney there. Looks so young.
I know. It's like a lot of these episodes. I saw someone once did an edit of Doctor Who and the Silurians and completely cut the Doctor out of it. And you could do, because there's so much without the Doctor in, and you could do that with this story. You could just cut the Doctor out of it and you would have yourself a 4-part story of other people just worrying about and talking about the Doctor.
And if you didn't know what you were watching, you'd be like, who are they talking about?
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
He needs a jolly good comb, doesn't he, for his hair? It's all squiff on one side. It's very irritating.
Who, Christopher Benjamin?
Yeah. Somebody should have picked that up. So come on, man. Comb your
Give him
hair.
a call and tell him.
And he needs to wash his hair. It looks like he's had that, that joke, the joke soap that people clean their faces and it's got ink inside it. That's what he's been using.
Or he robbed a bank and the dye pack exploded on him.
I'll tell you the other thing, though, is why is it in all these types of programs, people never just say if something's wrong? Like if I had horrible green sort of stuff and I just happened to be working in a station like this, I think I'd just turn around and say, look, I touched this thing and look at my hand. And then they'd say, right, we better get you that. Rather than I touch this thing, look at my hand, I'll keep that to myself. I might die, but at least they won't know.
You see, but here we go. This effect is terrible, isn't it? It's sort of kitchen foil. The thing about that is, Benji, it's to do with fatal character flaws. And that is one of the things that tragedy is based on. The fatal flaw of the leading character in it. And the fatal flaw is of that chap. What's his name? Beardy bloke?
Starmer.
Stallman. Not Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer.
He's a Starman.
Goodness me, look at the state of that console. Look how old it looks.
Well, it is, isn't it? I love the way it's still painted that colour for the black and white cameras as well.
Yeah, but because that looked white in black and white, didn't it? Yes, so his fatal flaw is that he believes in his own genius. to the exclusion of all reason. So he won't accept.
Or is the spore already getting into his brain and creating him stopping from telling anybody? Because it's starting to take him over now.
What do you think, Benji?
Could be either. Could be both. He could just be an incredibly flawed human being who's actually wanted to change his mind but couldn't. Maybe he thinks, I must tell them I'm not a genius, but you can't. Who knows?
Yes, the Doctor doesn't think to just use it as a proper door.
As a door, yeah, quite frankly.
What if I can't open it with a Masonic screwdriver?
Wonderful face every time.
This is when he's looking at Optimum Pertwee, I think, in this story.
Well, this is the moulded sort of, he's slowly transitioning to the Pertwee of old, isn't he? It's a nice farm.
ITV. He's the ITV Pertwee here.
The ITV years. Good Lord, somebody's put a sticker on the door.
Oh, it looks different.
It looks like the Nazi logo.
He's just thinking, oh, never mind. So it's obviously Britain's elected an extreme right-wing government. It's like so...
yes.
It's like a prediction.
Well, see, this is why Bessie came, so he could drive around.
I mean, why... Yeah.
Oh, so annoying. Have to manually close it.
This feels like a real waste of time, doesn't it, really? Just fiddling around with this door. I suppose it's to build tension, but, Well,
of course, we wouldn't have had any idea when we were first watching it what's going on.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't know that he's not where he was.
All the music coming in.
There's a nice stock track there.
These
A bit of zigzaggy driving by Pertwee there.
You can tell already that John Levine is having the time of his life because he got given the whistle to blow.
John Levine, the famous whistleblower.
Well, you can always see when he's having a good time because he's always slightly smiling. He just looks very happy whenever he's doing anything, doesn't he? He's one of those people. Doesn't matter. He's just happy to be there. You can just tell he's just pleased to be there.
Havoc are just having the times of their lives here as well, aren't they?
Oh, they really are. I forgot how good this sequence is, actually.
It's great, isn't it?
I've not seen this in years.
And they're using Lee Enfield rifles there as opposed to the FN rifles they use for units. See, it's much more
very clever, you see. That's very subtle, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually, that's not a Lee Enfield. I don't know what that is. That's a real stuntman's decision, that. I'll go in and fight him.
That was a fabulous jump.
He also knocks
karate chop.
Knocks his own hat off so he doesn't lose it in that sequence there, see.
Of course, with
I said, look, a little bit of hay there for him to fall on.
just convenient.
Placed.
They'd have to be careful with Bessie. Did they rent Bessie, or did the BBC buy Bessie? Because it's an old car.
I love it when he drove past that concrete thing. A load of smoke puffed out, like there was like one of the crew there having a fag behind.
Probably was. It was the 70s.
Here we go.
Oh, those fab alarms.
You took the words out of my mouth. Who won? That's ridiculous. This is where they go and jab the tyres with their bayonets. Doctor Who's wearing a new hat, look.
But it's fine, of course, because you can tell that the tyres were the dodgy ones anyway, because you could see in a previous shot they had loads of dirt and grime and rubbish on them. So they were definitely not the nice tyres that they use for every other day.
Uh-oh. He's going up here.
Oh, look, it's K19. That must be the alternative version of K9. He's a gas tank.
And K9's a tank of some sort. Yes, master.
Just taking it all far too literally. Yes.
Yes, in this alternative universe, no one thinks about anyone going up steps.
Well, they don't exist in this universe.
A fatal flaw in their alternative brains. No one goes upwards, in spite of the fact that we've got loads of steps here.
He's really enjoying poking his head around in this story, isn't he?
Yes.
Well, I'll just poke my head up a bit more. God, looks like Rhys Shearsmith, doesn't it? Not that's how he looks. Like, it looks like it could be played by Rhys Shearsmith. I'm sorry, Rhys.
Oh, thank goodness there's that convenient...
He's wearing a chef's outfit, isn't he?
He said, I asked you what you wanted for lunch. I just want the baked Alaska, and this is how cold it is.
I'll have it well done. I thought he's just been up there. I'm going even higher.
Is this where he encounters the other stuntman?
You can see, he really doesn't like heights, does he?
No, look at that. Look on his face.
Of course, he wouldn't like this because his hair's blowing around.
Lovely bit of ring modulation on the screaming there, isn't there, Benji?
That's fab.
Look at that. It's a great bit of Derek Waring. I've forgotten his name for a moment. I'm going to hit you with a stick. Take that. I'm frightened of sticks. There's another one then. Yeah.
How'd you like them
dribbly,
apples?
dribbly. He's going, no, not the stick. Anything but the stick.
The stick of fear.
And don't forget to get a stick.
So the problem with these gun sounds is they're so stocky sounding and they're so trebly that they sound like they're just being played off a tape, don't they?
Yeah, they're real Western ones, aren't they?
There's not a
Running
lot
across
of
the-
there's no bang to them. It's just all ricochet. Oh,
I like them.
Da, da, da.
This is Liz Shaw borrowing Tara King's wig from the Avengers. And her boots.
Her go-go boots. Love them.
My first girlfriend, when I was about 5 or 6 years old, wore boots like that, I remember.
At 5 or 6 years old?
Yeah.
Wow.
Was she
They
part
were.
of the alternative reality?
Yeah, in an alternative reality, I had a girlfriend when I was 5 or 6 years old. Her name was Lynn Green. If you're listening, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn. And she lives in the wonderful village of Lynn Green.
She had that gun. I thought she was going to put a gun in her mouth from
It's a
it.
very short skirt for a military outfit, isn't it?
I know, but it was 1969 when they filmed this, so all women were wearing very short skirts. The mini was very much in. The hemline had gone up. They'd
Well,
concentrating
we'd already
on...
established that even while working in labs, women were wearing short skirts.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's no
So-
limits.
As Nick Courtney really enjoys that shot, doesn't he?
Loving it that he doesn't have to wear a moustache as well. It's a great scar makeup there, isn't there?
Oh, Nick always talked about that.
He looks good in an eye patch.
You're rocking the eye patch.
He really is. Rah.
And it was from this story on that Nick Courtney only ever wore an eye patch. He just thought it looked good. I'm really surprised that he hasn't put 2 and 2 together.
It's taking a while to twig, isn't
Oh, I'm thinking now. With my chin touching.
he? It's a bit of dramatic irony again, really, because you see the audience is ahead of the Doctor. The audience is saying, look, something's happened, Doctor. Why don't you understand? You see?
Yeah.
As opposed to the audience being fooled. The characters are being fooled. Yes, I must just rub my chin a bit more.
Is he,
It helps me think.
I've
The
never
guy
seen
by the
anybody
door. The
rub
guy
their
by the
face.
door. What is he? He's very bored. Look at him. Look. Keeps going. In fact, he's looking straight at me. Hello. I'm waving.
Yes, he is. He's looking right into the camera.
Right in the
isn't he, as if
camera.
to-
He's thinking, hello,
What would you
Mum."
guys do if he waved back right now?
Well, I would
I'd
be
pray.
in trouble.
Yeah, you've got the cross. You're protected.
The power of Christ.
Compels you.
No, I've never seen anybody itch their face like that.
Haven't you?
Nobody really does that. Do they all go like that,
It's
maybe?
a very
or-
theatrical way of saying, I'm figuring something out. I'm thinking.
Yes.
It's a pondering kind of gesture.
It's an indicator, isn't
He's had a
it?
haircut
Yeah.
there,
Yes.
hasn't he? You can tell that.
Yeah, from when he was up on the roof and the wind was blowing it. Because when
Definitely.
when he was up there, it was a lot of hair.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, it's shorter this week, isn't it?
You guys are obsessed with hair in this.
This is there's a lot
I'm
of
just
it in this
generally
story.
obsessed with hair and the lack of it.
Well,
Who is the Big Brother leader on the wall? Was that just a member of the crew or something?
I was trying to think. Who is that bloke? And was it an in joke maybe?
Yeah. It is, isn't it? Isn't it the visual effects designer or something?
It could be. It could be somebody.
I vaguely remember
seeing
that.
Go on, type it into Google.
I'll do it. Who was the mun on the wall?
In this dimension, we all wear
says
things.
The intruder has been apprehended. He's standing right next to him.
Yes. Well, it's a sort of general proclamation, isn't it? He should say, as you can see.
Yeah, yeah.
In this dimension, we all wear things on our eyes to make us look more evil. He has an eye patch. I have 2 eye patches. Wouldn't it be funny if he was just wearing 2 eye patches?
Oh, there we go.
The image used is that of visual effects designer Jack Keen.
There you go.
Jack
Kine, there we go.
Yeah,
Jack Kine in
Yeah.
homage to 1954 adaptation of 1984. Okay.
Yes, of course.
Because in 1984, the 1954 production, the face of Big Brother for that one was Roy Oxley, who was also the head of television design. So they carried on that little tradition.
Ah, that's cool.
Fun, isn't it?
I like that. I like little things like that.
Yeah. I just would have loved it if when he'd taken his sunglasses
Glasses.
off, that he would had another pair of glasses underneath in an airplane type way.
Yes.
Yes, this is an alternative universe, so we have strange perspex blocks. They don't do anything, but we like the feel of them.
Wait, they're baby toys, aren't they? You put this triangle into that. No, that's the circle. No, put it back.
Jam, 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 jam.
You fool!
I will make it fit.
Oh, she's not happy, is she?
I am slightly different.
You go, girl.
Oh, he's not so cocky now, is he? You do know, Shelley, the story of why the alternative universe stuff is in here, do you?
To stretch it out.
Yeah. The story wasn't long enough.
Right.
And so Terence Dix, the script editor, said, yeah, I reckon if we just, go to an alternative... That soldier, he's just behind him there, look. He's just behind Starman.
He's back again.
Is that the guy that was in the doorway?
There he is.
Up.
He just smiled at me.
He's like, look at me, everybody. I'm on TV.
It's a great outfit, isn't it?
Oh, look, you see.
Oh, no.
So he's just as secretive in this universe.
Oh, there's the fur.
Oh.
His wrist wig.
It's very disturbing, that, isn't it?
Good
and
sound,
his
isn't it?
reaction. Yeah.
See, he's still thinking, touching his chin.
The brigadier's writing, I am brigade leader, I am brigade leader, I am brigade leader.
I look really cool in this eye patch.
Without a trial. That's always one of my favourite things actors do when they interrupt somebody in an authoritative way. I have full authority.
Oh, a bit of a anti-royalist stuff there.
John Levine having the time of his life there, picking the doctor up from the chair.
Well, he's about to be shot. He's not going to be standing for much longer.
There's a better line to be had there, wasn't it? Yeah, well, don't worry, you won't have to stand for much longer.
Yeah.
You'll be 6 feet under, toes curled. Oh, we are in danger. He's sort of doing a strange sort of voice, isn't it?
The leaning back.
It's very unnecessary, isn't it? It's very. I don't think I've ever leant back in a chair like that, unless I was, going on a roller coaster or something.
Haven't you? Yeah.
Maybe we should all do the podcast like this from now on.
There we go.
Yeah,
I can't hear them. They're leaning back too far.
Very well.
I love it. It's so beautifully written, this, isn't it? Good on Terence Dix. Not exist.
Oh, that was a good noise, wasn't it, for the telephone?
A bit
Sort of
Great
sounds like
if
a
he
dead
said,
cat.
"What's that noise?"
Have you shut the cat in the door again?
You're slightly ahead of us, I think, Benji, because
Yeah.
you commented
You
on
heard
the
the
telephone
phone ring before we did.
by about half a second.
It's a very thick wig, isn't it?
By the way, I'm Tara King.
This is her audition.
I was in the Avengers, you know, says Nick Courtney. He was.
He was an Avenger.
He was playing a military character. Funnily enough.
Funny that, isn't it? Yeah.
Wearing I think a sort
Did he have an eye patch?
He didn't have an eye patch. He didn't have a
Darn it.
moustache either.
How thick that door is.
Yeah, look at that.
It's a bank vault.
But it doesn't shut out all the noise, does it?
No.
You can still hear it.
And he can open it really easy, so you know it's not actually like solid steel like a door that thick would be.
They're just very strong in this alternative reality.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, they use that for TV action artwork.
Yes, they have. Oh, that classic trim phone.
See, he's still hanging around her, even in this universe.
Yeah, she want to tell him what he can do with his hanging around.
A minor detail at the drill head. Minors. See,
He's wearing the exact same outfit as the bloke from Octopussy, the main villain. Camille Khan, I think. Kamir Khan. Great bit of 70s script there.
People never do that. I'm constantly trying to stop writers from doing that. People sort of go, I don't know what to think about this. People don't do that. They don't speak to themselves.
You can only do it when it's funny.
Yeah.
What's this over here? I'm just going to pick up this cup and drink it. I'd love to do that to somebody.
That's my favorite. Absolute favorite. What's this? Boom.
He does loads of those. He does. I think was it in Invasion of the Dinosaurs? He does some stupid thing with his hands, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he gets them both together. And doesn't he knock their heads together or something?
Yeah.
Oh, there we are. It's a lime-flavoured slush coming out there.
I'll have the slush puppy, please.
So all the women can leave their posts, but...
I'm surprised nobody's noticed a man creeping around of John Pertwee's size.
In a velvet coat.
He's a right little job's worth, that bloke, isn't he?
Is that Neil Innes there with the glasses on? Just about to compose an amusing song.
Da-da.
I'm going into the drill heads. Oh dear me. The green slush is everywhere. Wee.
Who's that man on the floor? Why is he holding his lunchbox?
I get that cheese and pickle sandwich if it's the last thing I do.
Oh no.
Yes. Bang.
We've got a fire engine outside.
What?
What a cliffhanger.
No, is he going to get shot or is he going to go willingly?
That was the end of Doctor Who. There was no more episodes after that. Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's always good to end on a high, isn't it?
I thought, yeah, they could have just shot him there.
But this is the thing that happens all the time, though. You think you should have just shot him. It's like when villains come up with some stupid, elaborate way to kill somebody. You don't have to have them eaten by shrimps and razor blades. I don't know. Just shoot them.
That is lampooned heavily in Austin Powers, isn't it?
Of course.
Why are you doing that? Why they'll just get away.
It's so true, though, isn't it? So I was watching Goldfinger last night, and he was doing the bit with the laser coming up his jaffers, and you just get to the point where you think, well, why don't you just shoot him, and then he wouldn't have to bother, and then he wouldn't have to, waste time powering a laser.
Because you see, what you're forgetting in all your criticisms of these strange behaviours is that they're character-driven, you see, because Goldfinger is a sadist. So likewise, that other guy, Stallman, he can't admit to his failure because of his character flaw. And Goldfinger wants to inflict severe pain on people. And that's how you get away with these dramatic situations, by saying it's because whereas you're looking at it and thinking, well, I wouldn't do that.
Well, that's because I'm not a complete sadist.
Well, exactly.
Right.
But what you're neglecting to...
I know, I'm just being silly, Nick. You're being
not that
silly.
Character.
I'm perfectly aware of why they do it. It doesn't necessarily justify it in a real sense.
Well, that is their justification. Yeah, whether it holds water or not is a whole other thing.
Yeah.
By the way, I saw Ready Player One last night for the second time. Have you ever seen it?
I read the book.
Oh.
Yeah, the book's meant to be very good.
Book is fantastic.
The film was really
The film was
slammed.
great too.
Yeah,
but the book was really good.
The film got really bad reviews and was a total failure.
Really?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Me too.
I think it's the film.
I just speak like this.
It's because everybody who read the book said the book was better. And that
The book is always better. Name me one movie that is better than the book. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's better than the book.
Yeah, you can't.
I don't know. There are probably some pretty rubbish books that became great movies.
Okay, well.
Probably westerns, actually.
Westerns, yeah. You could look at something like...
But yes, I know what you mean. Some major book and then they adapt it.
Like any Stephen King book, because I'm a massive Stephen King fan. Every Stephen King movie, if you've read the book, it's like, ugh, what did they do? So...
Well, I think
it's very rare.
Did you have a suggestion, Benji? I thought...
I'm just trying to think about it.
I suddenly think of you as much more wise since you're dressed as a monk.
I feel, I do feel that there is a certain power.
Wisdom.
Yes, you will go on a long journey.
And I'm just a silly giraffe.
I feel like when you do
I'm just going to put
like,
my hand out and feed you something.
The holy giraffe
huge
of Anton.
tongue.
Oh, actually, I have a mouth.
She has a forehead mouth.
Yes.
I feel like I should be drinking out of a goblet as well.
Yes. Yeah, there should be a candle burning beside you.
And some incense.
That's the universal symbol for candle. Oh, I forgot that I'm constantly showing this video behind me.
You showed it for the whole thing.
Oh yeah, we've watched it over and over and over. Steph is just
right.
amazing in her shed removing skills.
There we are, back to normal. I could just show the rest of my office. There we are. Or the house I used to live in, right?
So next week, I mean,
my record collection.
My record collection. Oh God, Empire Strikes Back, solid choice. So then, it comes that time, doesn't it? We've got to choose what we're going to do next week.
What were your thoughts?
Well, I was going to suggest something spooky, but then it has occurred to me that by the time next week happens, Halloween would have actually already happened. So maybe we go something sort of in the middle ground. But I was thinking,
So,
a lot
halfway
of
spooky.
halfway, yeah,
Sort of
just
Spoo.
yeah.
Or key.
Key. We'll go for a key program. What about something like, because people have been asking for this for a while, what about something like Doomwatch?
Something like it.
Well, what about it? What about Doomwatch? What about Doomwatch?
You look totally mad
The
as a monk.
end is near. You need that placard. The end is near.
It's really scary when you get agitated as a monk.
The mad, yes, we must do it. We must destroy the world. But
Okay, so Doomwatch.
How hot are you in your costumes, folks?
Hot.
weirdly enough, the thing that hurts the most is my earphones pressing against my glasses for some reason. The extra fabric between my earphones and my ears is causing all kinds of unnecessary agony.
So what's the first? Just push your agony to one side. No, it doesn't affect me. What? That was a Pierce Brosnan.
Oh!
What's the first episode called? It's not the Plastic Eaters, is it?
I have no idea. I can't remember. I'll have a look for you. Don't watch. Spoon watch.
Dum, dum, ta-dum.
The Plastic Eaters. Yeah,
There
Kit
we are.
Pedler and Jerry Davis.
Okay.
It's a series that has a huge reputation, Shelley.
Okay.
It's not as good as the reputation. It's very much a grown-up version of Doctor Who. Very 1970, really similar production values to Inferno that we've just watched. But because it's for grown-ups, the outmoded attitudes of the day are far more prevalent.
Okay, I love how you phrased that.
Very carefully done, actually. Very impressive.
I think it's largely misogynistic, isn't it? But
Okay.
so was all entertainment in those days. Sort of dismissive of women's role. Yeah, belittling.
Okay. Fun.
And they're trying to be tough, and it, it's made on multi-camera video stuff, and it's yeah. And it was created by Kit Pedler and Jerry Davis, who were the people who created the Cybermen for Doctor Who.
Oh, okay.
The Cybermen.
Cybermen. Well, okay, so that's what we're
Lovely.
doing. Isn't that great?
All right.
Very exciting. Well, in that case, then,
It's
now
time
we've
to get
decided, I
close.
suppose we should go close to the microphone. Yes, like
I
this.
should say, don't forget to send your emails to podcast@nicholasbriggs.com.
And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the Benji and Nick Show. From me, Benji B, it's good B.
And for me, Shelley Dean, it's bye.
From me, Nick B, it's goodbye.
Bless you.
Stop now. Ka-chunk.
Chomp, 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 chomp.